welcome to the quiet side of Florida. This is Real Estate Matters. For over 11 years, the voice of real estate in Flagler County and Palm Coast, Florida. I'm Toby Tobin. I'm publisher of GoToby.com. I'm also a Florida licensed realtor with Grand Living Realty. I'm joined in the studio today with co-host Anne Maria Long from the Flagler Home Builders Association, which is also one of our show sponsors. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I say good afternoon.
Because it is right now.
Because it is. This is pre-recorded. We're recording Thursday afternoon, so all statements and statistics that we mentioned on the show will be as of today, not Saturday.
Which is the 12th of March.
The 12th, right. We're recording the 12th. Show will be the 14th. Our lead sponsor is Veranda Bay. It's a beautiful community developing along the Intercoastal Waterway, about a mile of frontage on the Intercoastal in Flagler Beach. And it appears that the annexation will be finalized.
Yeah, it looks like the friends are all getting along.
That's good news. Well, they found out it's easier to get along than to fight.
It normally is, yeah. And in Veranda Bay, you can find the Parade of Homes Showcase Home, the Bay Breeze by Hulbert Homes. There'll be several other models in there as well. And the Parade of Homes is April 11th through 19th. We have 33 homes in the parade, as well as 2 showrooms and an additional 9 or 10 virtual entries that you'll be able to see at flaglerparadeofhomes.com or on our mobile app, also titled Flagler Parade of Homes.
Yeah, and you and I were both at a Home Builders Association meeting yesterday, and I overheard a couple of the builders saying, I'm not sure mine's going to be ready. Is yours going to be ready?
Don't tell me that. They didn't want me to hear that part. That's the fun of it all, deadlines.
So anyway, some of the other builders, Olson Homes in Veranda Bay, AR Homes by Arthur Ruttenberg, ICI Homes, and as you mentioned, Hulbert Homes, Toll Brothers, and Dreamfinders. So those are all top drawer builders. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a great community.
And they're all in the parade.
There are over 20 homes in the community that are already done and several under construction. Hammock Community Church is our other sponsor. That's where I go every Sunday morning at the 11 o'clock service. It's on A1A in the Hammock. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. It's a small, traditional, non-denominational church. We have when I say traditional, we have a choir. We don't have a band.
No praise band.
No. And we pretty much stick to the Bible. So come out and see us sometime. I'm there, as I said, 11 o'clock service. There's also a 9 o'clock a.m. service. So let's talk about how we're doing so far in March. It's early on since we're recording. It's not even mid-month yet. But I'm also already seeing some patterns change when you compare to last month. Remember, for month after month, we track the entire market, but we also track both ends of the market. Mm-hmm. The low end, I don't mean low end homes, but low cost homes, low price homes, 250 and less or fewer. I'm sorry, that was just grammatically incorrect.
That's the one grammar correction I've gotten in like 10 years was that from you.
So that's one of my favorites. $1 million or more, the other end of the market. And for months, with very little variation, those two ends have been fairly close in numbers. Mm-hmm. If it's 12 low-end homes or less expensive homes, you're going to have 10 or $14 million plus homes. Mm-hmm. And last month, we just went off the cliff on the less expensive homes. I think, if I recall, we had 22 or 23.
Super high. Mm-hmm.
And we only had a small, less than a handful of $1 million plus. Well, it looks like we may flip that this month.
Let's dig in.
As of noon today, there are only 2 homes sold for $250,000 or less. And one of them was cash. Median days on market, which is kind of meaningless when you only have 2, but it was 9. It's well below the overall. And only 9 homes have sold, and this is out of 75 homes so far this month, by the way. Only 9 homes sold for under 300,000, and only one of those was a cash sale. So that's kind of a departure from what we've seen. We've seen a high percentage of cash sales at both ends of the market.
I think that the lowered interest rate is proving to get some people who've been holding off on buying into their homes now.
I think you're right. So let's look at the overall 75 homes, as I said, sold. That's single-family homes sold through Flagler County MLS. The median price, and you can't put a lot of meaning in this because we're so early in the month, but it's $429,000. That's compared to median price last year of $356,900, and there were a total of 247 homes sold last year in March. So we're getting March, April, May, June, July, and August are typically the 6 months where we have the most number of closings. Days on market last year was 62, this year 45. And again, it's only less than a half a month volume, but days on market is an indicator of the strength of the market. 1,208 homes are listed for sale on MLS versus 1,326 a year ago. 72 days on market for those that are listed. 364 homes are pending, and again, pending is not a subset of listings. It's just when you move from being listed to being under contract, you come off of the listed roll list and go to the pending list, pending pile. Days on market for the pending file, that's days from listing up to the days they went under contract, 57, which is scooching down a little bit. The median list price for those in the pending file, $389,945.
Did we talk about those $1 million plus homes?
No, but we're about to.
Okay.
6 homes. I skipped it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
6 homes have sold for $1 million plus, and that's just through the 13th.
Compared to the 2 under 250.
Compared to 2
250
under 250.
or less.
And days on market for those 6 homes, median days on market is 20. And again, that compares to it was 45 for the overall number. 5 of the $6 million homes were cash sales. And in fact, 15 of the top 25 sales were cash.
So we're still
60%.
seeing people coming in cash heavy here.
Yeah. And it's still holding true, particularly at the high end.
And do you pontificate that those people are coming out of other markets in the Northeast or Midwest?
We've created an awful lot of wealth in the last 4 or 5 years, and a lot of home equity, in particular. I mean, of course, stock market wealth, as well. And I think people are making some asset shift decisions, and they're, frankly, we all know they're leaving blue states to move into red states, and we're as red as you can get.
Free state of Florida.
And low income tax, and a lot of New York City area companies are moving to Miami. And also the Tampa and Orlando. The Jacksonville markets are all growing markets. And we're just...
Or you could come here and be close to 2 of those markets.
Well, and we can be the quiet side of Florida. And we're for those of you who are that don't live here from listening from afar, we're midway exactly along the interstate corridor between Jacksonville, Florida, and Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
So we've for years we've had an identity crisis. Do we belong to Orlando or
we've
do we
even
belong
changed
to
been
Jacksonville?
changed area codes. We've had them changed on us. And I go to both places frequently, to Jacksonville every other weekend, and I go to Orlando multiple times a month sometimes, because we are Orlando City soccer season ticket holders. So There's times that we're there 3 to 4 times a month.
But we're still, when it comes to economic development, and since we're more closely tied to Jacksonville, our media market comes out of Orlando.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Very
we are
interesting.
really, but we have grown. I've lived here 26 years. You were born here, but 26 years I've seen the county population go from roughly 40,000 to roughly 140,000, and Palm Coast is now the largest population city in a 4-county area, which is St. Johns County, Putnam County, Volusia County, and Flagler County. So we're larger than now. The metro Daytona Beach is larger because they include Ormond Beach and
Other municipalities.
Other municipalities. Palm Coast is really quite a large, sprawled out city.
Yeah, I was going to ask landmass how that compares. That's definitely a contributing factor.
So let's look at what does this tell us. Last month we noticed a decided drop in the $1 million plus market, while the 250 and under market surge. March seems to be headed in the opposite direction. We talked about that. It's still too early to tell. It's early in the month, but if that trend holds, look for an increase in the median price for the month. And if so, it doesn't necessarily mean that prices have risen. The median price can go up very substantially by just having a market shift. If you have more high-end homes sold, fewer lower-end homes selling. Right. And that'll move the median up, and as well as the average. And that happens probably, that type of shift is more pronounced here because we have a bifurcated market. We've got the hammock side or beach side, and then the not beach side, and there's not much in the middle.
Yeah, and I've recently seen some demo permits get pulled too. So I know there's obviously like tear downs from disasters, but I think there's also starting to become situations where their land is more valuable than the home.
Yeah, some of the areas in the hammock that were not part of recent development are seeing that happen. And then in the lettered sections of the city, I think you're probably going to see it in the C section before you see it other places. And that's because you've got beautiful canal
That's
lots.
Where I saw one of the permits get pulled out.
You'll see canal lots. Somebody told me not too long ago that somebody bought 2 adjoining houses and tore them down to put up one larger home.
Good for them.
I didn't confirm that, but that's what happens when you end up the homes in the C section tend to be the older homes in the city. Yeah. They all have 8-foot ceilings. They don't have 9, 10, 12-foot ceilings.
Galley kitchens.
They don't. They have galley kitchens. They have small
one-car
garage, small bathrooms, and a lot of them still
Formica.
have Formica and
blue Formica or pink
linoleum.
Yellow linoleum.
Avocado toilets.
Yes. Or I like a pink toilet personally. We got to take a break.
Yep. Okay. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go away. Well, everybody, welcome back to the second half of Real Estate Matters. Glad you stayed with us. We look forward to this segment as well. We want to say thanks again to our lead sponsor, Veranda Bay. And if you want to learn more about them and the builders that build in Veranda Bay, go to verandabay.com. Y'all can remember that. So where's our money going?
I know where a lot of my money goes.
Well, you're raising kids.
Yeah.
But
where's the rest of the money going?
So we typically use as individuals, as citizens, as residents, we use our own money to handle daily costs, to cover investment losses, pay for health care, save for retirement. how differently would we behave if we could just simply reach into somebody else's pocket whenever we felt a need for something?
My wish list would be solved.
Yeah, but how would we behave? Well, we'd probably act a lot like politicians.
Mm-hmm. Like I
So
said, my wish list would be solved.
other people's money and just reach into their pockets, and it's all legal. So just some examples of things that we've seen locally happen that probably wouldn't happen if it was individuals managing
Their own checking
their own
accounts.
checking account, right? Um, let's go after the school district first. Our public school enrollment has declined over the last 5+ years overall, with an increasing, not that population growth has slowed, but we're still growing in population, and some of those are young people.
Yeah, but our population is still much higher, 65 plus, than our surrounding communities.
Double the national average.
Yes.
Yeah. But primarily due to an increased migration to homeschool and private options, the Flagler County School District continues to hold onto several prime real estate parcels. And you could have a big debate about just the advisability of, is it part of their mission statement to invest in real estate? I don't think so. And it's not their money. Again, it's our money. But they've continued to hold on to some sweet real estate parcels that are very unlikely candidates for future school expansion. And two that are glaring examples: 20-acre parcel over in the Hammock, just north of Marina Village, where you get off the bridge. And it's a 20-acre parcel with plenty of frontage on A1A and plenty of frontage on the Intercoastal Waterway. And it has a total assessed value of almost 1.8 million.
Bet you could sell it for more.
And it's not on the tax roll. And of course, the market value is much higher.
Right. So if if the school sold it to anyone privately, then the county would then be getting taxes back for it, and the school would still make money off of it in the form of taxes.
Right.
So it wouldn't be like a wash. In fact, they would be earning more than they are right now.
Well, they could buy school buses or whatever, build athletic fields,
pay school bus drivers so that we can have them drive the bus. I hear that's a frequent problem.
Yeah. Another parcel is 7.4 acres at One Corporate Drive. That's assessed at almost $2.5 million.
Is that where Pomco's Data was?
No, that's where the old school administrative building used to be. Just west of the Aldi's on Pomco's Parkway.
Gotcha. And alternatively, this the land could be used for teacher housing, school. I shouldn't say just teacher, school employee housing, similar to what Bentonville, Arkansas did with Accelerate. Where
those two parcels are, you could put a multifamily housing on the Corporate Drive parcel. You couldn't put too many single families, and
you'd want single family for a project than that.
But there are two other parcels I didn't even put on the list.
Yeah, I know that they have ones that would work.
25-acre parcels on Seminole Woods, just south of Grand Landings, and unless they redo their thought of what a campus is, those aren't really big enough for today's school campus.
Yeah.
And the rate we're going on holding our student population the same at a same level or declining slightly, we're not going to need any more schools.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm out of line to say that I don't think the residents of Seminole Woods would want a school on Seminole Woods Parkway. I hear a lot of pushback whenever something besides a house or even more houses than originally thought of are going to enter into that area. So I feel like a school would probably not be on their top list of yes, please.
Because of the traffic issues around.
Yeah. And just
drop off and pick up.
It's just one of those not what I signed up for kind of things.
Yeah. But the people in that area are fighting this multi-use project that's probably going to be approved or has been approved.
Right, because airplanes.
That's a separate issue for that area, but it's a
They argue.
fairly high number.
Some people
of,
argue that the housing will be for
oh,
aeronautical students.
yes, but there's a large commercial component to that project too, and if you put a Publix or an Aldi's or a Fresh Market or whatever, you're going to reduce the number of cars that go through the Seminole Woods State Road 100 intersection, which people complain about.
Yes, and reduce State Road 100 trips as well.
Yeah. So anyway, while Holland Park is well used, and I appreciate it when my grandkids come here, they love it.
I love it too.
And much appreciated, but the tales of the splash pad project management and lawsuits, fiascos, and currently artificial turf replacement costs
that have to come out of capital expenses because the parks can't even pay for it.
And they're painful to hear. But I'm sure Florida Park residents are delighted to see the increased traffic on their street.
Yeah, I remember the council meeting where they said, please, please, please stay off of Florida Park Drive. Let's get our citizens that don't need to be on it. Let's get our businesses, our contractors to not take Florida Park Drive. They broke for lunch. They came back and then they presented Holland Park and approved that. We're like, what?
Yeah, well, there's one more I want to get to today if we have time. Fire Station 22, which is across the street from the community center, and it's being replaced. A new one's being built at the corner of Palm Coast Parkway and Colbert. But there's a design study was approved, and it was, where's the number? $129,270 a year ago for an engineering study for the design alternatives for the vacant, and they call it an historic structure.
No offense to Toby.
Even though it's 24 years younger than I am. And at a recent meeting, an additional $236,000 was approved for a more detailed study. That's a total of $355,270 to just study, not build. No, not a penny towards construction. Was approved for potential modifications and repurpose of a property that is assessed at total assessment, building and land, $323,000. So the study is going to cost more than the land and building are worth.
Correct. And I believe we were told originally that the firehouse, the Fire Station 22 original, could not be expanded on, which is why the new fire station needed to be built. But now the plans that $355,000 have been put into expand the building.
Yeah. And then there's the whole statement that they were using fire impact fee funds to do that.
Yes.
That's another show. We'll do that on another show because
it's since been corrected by the city. I will state that for the record. But
the question
I'll be watching the finances.
Are they going to go back and rewrite the minutes and amend the motion and revote the motion or reaffirm the change?
I will let you know. I'll be watching.
Okay, and then the final thing I want to just mention, because we're getting to the end of the show, grants. People get all excited about grant money because they think it's free money. It comes from Washington or from Washington through Tallahassee, but it's our money. Goes to Washington. They rip off a good chunk for administrative salaries and such. And then they pass it in block grants down to the state. The state does the same thing, and then they give it what's left of it back to us like it's free money. And we do things
and then we get all excited.
We do all things like we build trail systems. We landscape the medians of Belterre.
The bridge.
The bridge to nowhere over State Road 100. But what the grants don't include is ongoing maintenance or funding for ultimate replacement costs.
Yes. Like how we need to replace the artificial turf at Holland Park and don't have the money in the fund that it should be getting used from, Parks Fund.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks for being with us, folks. You want to wrap things up?
Video podcasts of Real Estate Matters are available on gotoby.com. Click on podcasts on the top navigation bar. Show notes are included so you can see what we didn't get to on the show. Also on gotoby.com is the Flagler County interactive map of residential developments and subdivisions, which is updated regularly. And if you have a question or a suggestion for Real Estate Matters or gotoby.com,
call me. I answer my own phone, 386-931-7124, or you can email me at toby@gotoby.com. Thanks for being with us this week. Hope to see you next week. I'm Toby Tobin, and I approve the show.